Welcome back. You're watching Bollywood This Week. We cornered the Chote Nawab of Pataudi, Saif Ali Khan, for an exclusive interview on Zoom. So let's listen in.
Hi Saif, welcome to our show.
Hello.
You know, looking at the promos of the film, this looks like a complete commercial film. And we also believe the title was your idea. Tell us about that.
Well, we were sitting around thinking, I mean, titles are so important because they kind of sum up the whole movie and either attract you or not, according to me. So I remember Tigmanshu saying that why don't we call it Jairam Jiki, which I thought was a very unappealing title. So, you know, I said, what other titles? Something. And he said, well, we're doing a film with Kangana called Revolver Rani.
Right.
So I said, oh, that's a nice title, you know, it should have been like Revolver Raja. So he said no, and then I said, well, why not Bullett Raja?
Okay.
And then everyone in the room kind of looked at each other and said,
that sounds
okay,
cool.
that sounds nice, let's go with that. And it kind of caught on immediately. So if you get a nice title, it you know, it really helps you publicize the film or talk about the film. It picks up its own energy.
So it has the flavor of the movie itself, right? That's what you mean.
Yeah, yes, no, but I'm saying rather than, you know, production number 3 or a film like this, so, you know, it's nice to, from the beginning of a film when it's planned, if you have a title, then and a nice title, it kind of publicizes itself constantly in a way. So it's a good thing.
You know, when one thinks of Saif, you know, the things that come to mind is very soft, cool, urban. So when you're doing a role like this, does it take that much more effort like what you did with Omkara? This reminds us of that. So how much does it take for you to break away from the person you want to do something like that?
Once you get used to the role, then it becomes easier. But initially, it is a little difficult to understand. I mean, doesn't come to you naturally because the way you're standing is wrong and the way you're talking is probably wrong for the role. Because and Tishu would often tell me that do that again because that's a little Western, or don't use that mannerism because it's a little Western. So, but that's what made it fun.
Yeah.
Then finding a look for the character and the kind of clothes that he'd wear, and they're all pretty. So, I mean, in a way, that's the soul of acting, really, is to try and create a character that's attractive. And if it's nothing like you are, then all the more fun. But
right, further away from what you are, really. Yeah. So Tigmanshu has been saying that this is like a tribute to the 1970s, and he's also said that this reminds him of the pairing of Amitabh Bachchan and Rekha ji. You know, how much that remind you of it?
I think that's too much praise. And I mean, if he means that he really likes us, that's great. But because I think, you know, Mr. Bachchan and Rekha ji are the sort of quintessential 70s film pair. I mean, like, you know, so I don't think we're worthy of that kind of praise. But well,
that's being really modest.
No, we're not, because Bullett Raja was Mr. Natwarlal. You know, I don't know, something else. We hope to attract.
Yeah, hope it gets there.
Yeah, but like I say, that's a huge thing. So what he means is that, you know, that he likes the two of us together, and it looks like because quite often I think the relationship between the two characters, the girl and the guy, remind him of the kind of relationship between, you know, Mr. Bachchan, like a protector you're playing to the girl, and she's also kind of grounded and earthy and fun in a way. And as far as 70s cinema goes, I don't think it's that 70s. I mean, I don't know, if you say that, if you're going out of your way, I mean, in a way, I mean, it's got these guns and the kind of treatment.
Tell me, Saif, you know, how well do you think you're doing as a producer?
We've made 5 films, 4 of which have kind of run.
Yeah, and also interesting ones.
Yeah, so we've got another 3 on. I think it's good fun. You know, it's peacefully creative.
But you know, you work with some very great directors. There's Tigmanshu, there's a Karan Johar, and there's a Vishal Bharadwaj. How different are their worlds? Like when I'm from a Dharma set to this set.
Everybody's world is different. It's unbelievable. Sometimes you work with these guys, and I'm very entertained at how little respect they have for each other beyond a point. I mean, I don't know, in a way, because they all have completely different worlds. Like Kabir Khan, completely different to Sajid Khan, and they both come over sometimes, and I'm like, you know, that's really funny because they're very different, and Raj and DK are different. And I mean, Karan Johar is still a producer who embraces all kinds of films, you know, but director to director, I mean, it's good for us because they're all so different and we get to work with them.
Do you ever see yourself directing a film?
I don't know. I kind of like the idea.
Interesting mix of cinema in your head, right?
Yes, there is, and I like the idea of being in charge of telling the story, and having, the responsibility of creating the world. But I'm scared of the amount of work it involves, not just out of laziness, but directors often tell me what to do.
Being a producer is as much work, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But a director is like really, it's a director's medium.
Yeah.
This is about this. Filmmaking cinema is a director's medium. It's
Absolutely.
Not an actor or producer's medium.
Yeah. The last question I want to ask you, Saif, is that when most of the actors have taken to like a social media, like a Twitter or Facebook, to interact with their fans, promote their films, one doesn't see you do that at all.
I love my fans.
Because you guard your private space, like
not so much.
Obviously.
I mean, it's probably a function of laziness, but I mean, I love my. I don't want to sound like an idiot saying I love my fans, but I'm really conscious of working hard for the audience.
Right.
Like if I'm giving a shot or something, I really want people to get their money's worth, because I want them to feel that their money is well invested in a ticket with a film with me.
Right.
That's what I'd like to aim for. So I have a lot of respect for my fans. But I also like my privacy a little bit. And I feel in this age, I mean, we're becoming more and more open to that.
In nature.
And yes, voyeuristic in nature. And that's fine. But also, when I read people's comments on the net, or when you hear about these guys, I mean, a lot of them are slightly negative. So I don't really want to get into it. I mean, I think there should be a certain amount of a distance between people. I mean, we don't really know each other. That wasn't the deal. The deal wasn't that we're going to sit in each other's bedrooms now. The deal was that I will do my best to work my ass off to make good films and try and give you entertainment. You buy the ticket, and then we all go our separate ways.
Right.
So
you don't like the idea of stars and fans coming so close.
I'm saying to each their own.
Right.
But I'm saying a lot of people I've seen on Twitter and seen on social media sometimes getting a little offended with the kind of stuff people write.
Exactly.
Because if you open yourself up to a one-on-one, you should be ready for some abuse.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if I want to be ready for abuse. I have enough going on. Thank you.
Awesome, sir. It was a great chatting with you, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Moving on, we bring you some interesting happenings from the wrap-up party of Homi Adijania's upcoming film, Finding Fanny Fernandez. Take a look in our next story. This party was specially organized to celebrate the completion of Finding Fanny Fernandez shooting, and the party went all night long. The film's star cast Deepika Padukone and Arjun Kapoor graced their presence at the party. But at the same time, producer Dinesh Vijan and director Homi Adijania had invited his friends as well. Filmmaker Anurag Kashyap, Vikramaditya Motwani, Vikas Bahl, Pankaj Kapoor, Huma Qureshi and Randeep Hooda were among some of the guests present at the party. And that's not all. The film's director Homi Adijania and Dinesh Vijan also spoke to us exclusively about the film.
Been a very difficult shoot, and all these actors have made time to actually fulfill. This film was Homi's dream, and I've technically backed it because he completely believed in it, and the idea is that a lot of people came together and worked really hard, and it was not made for the normal reasons why a film gets made, and I'm just happy it's done, and it's done before time, so tonight's the night to celebrate.
Well, Dinesh, we hope this first-of-a-kind Hindi film will be appreciated by the audiences. Time for a short break on Bollywood this week, but when we come back, Shahid Kapoor gets candid on Zoom. So let's listen in.